Hi Pisces, here's a general look at your solar chart for September 2008. Well, close relationships get closer this month, and for those of you who are looking, one relationship could turn out to be anything but casual. You may be preoccupied with an underlying sense of emotional disharmony at times this month, and you may feel the need to confide in someone you trust. So there's going to be a lot of confiding going on and sharing of things in a sort of confidential, private kind of a way. You could even be consulting an expert on something because you're preoccupied with something and you want to get information on it. Also on your mind will be matters like financial commitments, moral obligations, contracts of various kinds, and above all, the bottom line regarding what is most precious to you in life. So you're weighing up a lot of things and feeling somewhat introspective, but trust your intuition because you have an energy of intuition which is very developed, Pisces. All you need to do is learn how to tap into it. But having said all that, I think you're going to be getting a lot of pleasure out of this month, and you're really going to appreciate the reciprocity in your friendships and partnerships. You're really going to click with people and perhaps hit it off in a big way with someone new. So your support system, your emotional support system, is well in place, and your ship's crew and your ship is strong and safe, even though the sea can get a little bit stormy at times. And that's what's most important, that you've got that support system there. The August eclipses are bringing in a cycle of change. In August there was a solar eclipse on the 1st and then a lunar eclipse on the 16th. In your solar chart, there's going to be certain areas activated in your life, Pisces, over the months to come, and that's around work, who you work with, what job you do, how comfortable you are with that. So some of you will be going back to school and learning new skills because you want to, change things about you want to be able to do the kind of work which is more in line with who you feel you are. Some of you will be blowing the dust off an old skill or an old dream, and some of you will be ditching an old scenario altogether and starting afresh. Behind this urge for a job makeover is the eclipse energy. So you've got the universe right behind you here, but it's as well that you have a conscious awareness of this subtle energy pulse in your life, because that will really speed up the process. It's a little bit like a birthing, so it's sort of better to be conscious and awake when it's happening, because then you can feel the ebb and flow of the waves. So you'll be reminded of your spiritual purpose with this eclipse energy, I think, and it'll refresh your memory as well, that your soul is urging you to go in a certain direction, so that it can begin to flourish, can begin to come into another cycle of growth. So it'll if it means learning something new or retraining in something, sharpening up something, or perhaps making healthier lifestyle choices, changing your daily routines, having to deal with a lot of practical things in order to put plans in place, then you'll be taking your first, perhaps rather unsteady steps towards that new avenue of expression, which fulfills your soul purpose better than how or where or what you're doing now. Now when Jupiter goes direct from the 8th of the month, you should start to feel that you're really making progress at last. It's almost as though with Jupiter having gone retrograde for so long, that things have been happening sort of too slowly. But then on the 8th, when Jupiter goes direct for many weeks, it's almost as though a door opens and you've got this green light and you can start to make this progress. And then from the 8th for that week, this lovely Jupiter energy will be making very positive aspects, which will provide exciting opportunities for growth. You know, things will be speeded up there, related to your friends, social contacts, your finances, perhaps property, definitely partnerships, and in general your emotional well-being. So that's all really good news. Negotiations, you could be involved in those, and they could go well at this time, and in fact go very much the way you want them to. So don't hesitate to go for what you want. But this is information gathering time as well. This is you digging, delving and probing behind, you know, getting to the nitty-gritty. Now when Mercury goes retrograde on the 25th, you'll be thinking more deeply about things, asking questions. Again, there's this sort of detective-like vision coming in there, and you can use that intuition of yours, that gut knowing that you have, so that you can probe and dig and get to the gold. Sift and filter the sand and the pebbles in your mind until you strike it rich. In other words, you're separating the wheat from the chaff from the 25th and settling on what you know is most important and worth fighting for in your life. So that'll be for a 3-week period then, and then when Mercury goes direct again in October, which is going to be about the end of the 2nd week of October, then things will start speeding up again, and you'll be all systems go there. Now the indications for success are very good this month, and it looks promising for your financial or other help to aid and abet you in this transformative period. So you can sort of draw these things towards you, particularly before the 24th of the month. And you know, sometimes you gain more by letting go and just relaxing and letting the universe take some of the strain. Now Pisceans born mid-month are experiencing a lot of change in their lives. Unexpected things kind of happened, unsettling circumstances which are upsetting in the short term, but you know, the cosmic idea is to liberate you from outmoded scenarios. It's just a cycle of nature, and so certain ways of being, old frames are being tossed by the wayside now, which is to clear the decks for a brighter, more fulfilling future. So have faith that a greater hand and eye is at work than anything merely human. Well, that's it for September. If you know your rising sign, have a listen to that too.